All right, so let's dive into this idea of procuring AI responsibly.
Okay.
It's one of those things that can be both incredibly cool, but also kind of scary,
Right.
especially when you start thinking about AI making some pretty important decisions.
Absolutely. And it's becoming more and more common, you know?
It is.
Think about the Department of Defense.
Oh, sure.
They're already using AI for some pretty high-stakes situations, and they've made it clear that responsible AI is like a foundational thing for their work.
So they're really all in on this.
Yeah, they are.
Like, what does that even look like?
So they actually released this whole toolkit that's based on their AI ethical principles, and it's almost like their guidebook for how to build and use AI in a way that matches up with their values.
So it's not just talk. They're actually like putting policies and guidelines into place.
Exactly. And it's not just the DoD.
Right.
The Georgia Technology Authority, the GTA.
Okay.
They also have guidelines specifically for state agencies that are using AI. Their main focus is really on making sure that any AI they use benefits the people of Georgia while also minimizing any risks.
That makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't want an AI making decisions that could negatively impact people's lives.
Right. Imagine like an AI system that's being used to distribute state benefits. If that system is biased, it could unfairly prevent people from getting the help they need.
Yeah, that would be bad.
So the GTA's guidelines are all about things like making sure that AI is designed with the user in mind.
Okay.
And that humans are always in control.
So we've got these big players like the DoD and the GTA taking this seriously, but what about all the other people out there that are buying and using AI solutions? How can they make sure that they're doing it responsibly?
There's this really practical framework
called
Govern, Guide, and Control, developed by Techolution.
Govern, Guide, and Control. So break that down for me.
It's basically about having a system to manage your AI govern. Is all about transparency. So knowing what your AI is doing at all times. Guide is kind of like training a new employee.
You're showing the AI the ropes and shaping its behavior.
Okay.
And then control means you're able to adjust your AI in real time if it starts to go off track.
So it's like checks and balances for your AI.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah. But even with all this, isn't it still kind of hard to really know what's going on inside the AI's brain?
Yeah. And that's where a tool like LLM Studio comes in.
Okay.
It's specifically designed to shed some light on the decision-making process of the AI.
Really?
One of the coolest features is called traceability.
Traceability. I like the sound of that. Tell me more.
So imagine you're like a detective.
Okay.
Trying to solve a case, you want to retrace the steps of the suspect, right?
Of course.
Well, with LLM Studio, you can do the same thing with your AI.
Wow.
You can actually see how it came to its conclusion, what evidence it considered, and you start to understand its logic.
So you can actually see the AI's thought process.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's wild. And it's really valuable, especially when the AI makes a mistake. You can pinpoint the issue, and you can see if there were any biases in the data it was trained on, and then you can actually retrain the model to make it more accurate.
So it's not just about finding the mistakes, you can actually fix them.
Exactly. And LLM Studio goes even further. It has this feature where the AI can basically tell on itself.
What the AI can tell on itself, what does that even mean?
So if the AI isn't totally confident in its conclusion, it'll actually flag it for you.
Okay.
It's like giving you a heads up to go back and double check.
It's like it has its own little internal audit department.
Right.
That's wild.
You're right.
But how does all of this tie back to responsible AI procurement?
So if we connect this back to the bigger picture, remember we were talking about the DoD and the GTA?
Yeah, they're setting a pretty strong example.
Right. If they're being serious about procuring AI responsibly, tools like LLM Studio are like essential.
Because it gives them the transparency and the control and that insight they need.
Exactly. It's all about ensuring that the AI is working for them in a way that aligns with their values and their goals.
And really, any organization that's buying AI solutions should be looking for these same capabilities.
Absolutely. It's becoming more and more important. Yeah, it really is a game changer. And this whole idea of transparency, I mean, it's super important, especially when you think about how much we rely on AI to make important decisions now.
It's true. It's not just about getting the newest, coolest AI tech anymore. It's about actually understanding how it works and making sure it's making decisions that we can trust. Encouraging. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. The future of AI is being decided right now. And we all have a part to play in making sure it's a future we can all be proud of. We need to learn about this technology, ask the hard questions, and demand that AI is developed and used responsibly.
So we're not just watching this technological revolution happen. We all have a choice in how it unfolds.
Absolutely. And with tools like LLM Studio, we have more power than ever to ensure that AI is a force for good.
Well, thanks for joining us today for this deep dive into the world of responsible AI procurement. It's been an amazing conversation.
It has been. Thanks for having me.